Good morning, good morning. How are you? Hope you're all well. It's thrown me again. I think we tend to do webinars on a Monday morning, so I think it's Monday morning, but we're not. We're halfway through the week, which is all good. Hope you're well. Lovely to see you. Got some familiar names and some new names, familiar faces. Lovely to see you. Right, okay, I'm Sam. Here at SalonIQ, and I've got my co-host Cara with me as well. What we tend to do, if you haven't joined our webinars before, we do a little bit of practical at the very beginning, so a little bit of theory at the beginning, and then we go into some practical, looking at the system and how you can implement the theory into the practical and set things up if you want to. You can hear me all good, Cara? We're all good there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, fabulous. Thank you. We do have the chat box of Zoom as well. It should be at the bottom of your screen or at the side. If you do have any questions throughout the webinar, I'll pop them in there. We'll answer them throughout if we can. If not, we'll do a little Q&A at the end. I think we're good to go. If you can keep yourselves on mute as well, just throughout, just to avoid any background noise. We've had personal telephone conversations come through and it's been recording. Oh gosh, tell them to stop. So let's get started without further ado. Let's get going. I'm going to share my screen now. There we go. We're going to present. Fabulous. Right, we're all good. You can see that, Cara?
I can see, yeah, good.
Excellent, lovely. So today we're going to be focusing on utilizing automation for salon growth. Quite often we can spend time doing tasks manually that actually we can automate to make our lives better and easier. Little bit of an icebreaker. Best box of chockies. Pop it in the chat box. What's your favourite box of chocolates? We actually have two team members at SalonIQ that don't like chocolate. My daughter doesn't like chocolate either, which I just cannot understand. But pop it in the chat. Favourite box of chockies? What would you go for?
Please put all. All
Oh,
for me.
brilliant. Who put
Window
that?
for me. Window for me.
Oh, everyone's going for
Oh, get them all.
We're all chocoholics here. Brilliant. We'll all get on very well then. Super. Right. Okay. So let's get to business. So looking at SalonIQ, so I'm assuming that I think the majority of those that are on the webinar this morning are using SalonIQ already, and there is so much that you can utilize. Marketing, in a nutshell, very briefly, and Cara will be going through some of this with us in her practical session. Scheduling an SMS, having team member messages sent, the client journey, we spoke about that last week, and the client retention system we spoke about last week. Great automated system that you can use, a mixture of SMS and email. Appointment reminders, appointment confirmations, gift cards by email, online confirmations, online cancellation. The list goes on in what you can automate within your marketing. I'm hoping that you all have at least 80 or 90% a tick, 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 tick on all that you can automate within the marketing on that list there. If you haven't, Jenny, I'm sure will pop a link in the chat to booking an education session or an account review session with one of our team members. What can you automate with your team? Notifications for cash app, manager stats you can automate and get sent to the phones. KPIs, the team members can have their KPI updates sent to them automatically. Online, a ton of automation here. Here's just a snippet of what we feel is important. You can automate the offering of upgrades when you're booking a service. You can automate required services. For example, if you're booking a half head of foils or a cut, you can automatically offer your client a blow dry or a cut and blow dry. You can automate the deposits going onto the client's record card that would sit on the account balance. Very, very important to keep with the administration nice and tight. Retail, there's lots you can automate with retail, such as the rebuy option. Cara's going to go through that with us very shortly. And again, the home care recommendations to boost your retail sales. This needs a lot of focus. I really feel with the hair and beauty and the barbers, we don't tend to focus on this an awful lot. Many years ago, maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago even, our retail sales would cover the cost of our rent. So can your retail sales cover the cost of your rent? And that was always the goal. So would that happen for you now? So just looking briefly at the automation, again, in a little bit more detail there. So we've got 7 automated salon marketing messages that you need to be sending. And they all have their own reasons. Predominantly, these top 3 here are to ensure that you're not getting cancellations and no-shows. They're very, very costly. We tend to focus a lot on no-shows, but not those late cancellations. They cost your business an awful lot of money if you don't have a system in place. So 3 key messages by SMS and or email, you can be sending those. Birthday. A lot of us have switched these off. We're not wishing our clients a happy birthday. It doesn't mean you have to do a discount or promotion. Just wish them a happy birthday. Online chase, very valuable. We'll cover those results in just a moment. Salon reviews, again, so important for online presence, and that skin testing stops those last minute turnaways. If a client's turning up, they haven't had a skin test, I'm sorry, I can't look after you today, you're turning them away, and therefore you're losing out on revenue. So just looking closer, so the appointment confirmations, these are very different to reminders. Your appointment confirmation is that I'm booking an appointment today for a beauty salon on the 1st of September. An appointment confirmation is sending me that message to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on the 1st of September. I can confirm you have booked your appointment. Very, very important. The reminder is reminding the client 2 days before the 1st of September that they've got that appointment booked in. And again, we've got a great system in place. I'm sure Jenny's got the link ready to pop into our chat on when you should be sending the appointment reminder. What we tend to say is send a text message 2 days before and an email 4 days before. The emails are completely free of charge. Utilize them, make the most of them. Jenny has also spent a lot of time and effort putting in templates. So if you're unsure how to make that email look, then you can definitely use some of our templates, tweak them to suit your business, and then get them activated. Both very, very important. And we do combine the email and SMS for the appointment reminder. And again, with the email, what you can do is you can put a lot more information in. So you can put the location of your salon. You can put that perhaps there's roadworks a few streets down. So you can tweak it to allow more time within that email. No-shows. Again, very, very important to have your no-show messages. When you have a client that doesn't turn up, what's your current process? What do you do? Do you have your receptionist or your front of house team or your salon manager call that client and try and get hold of them to find out where they are or why they haven't turned up, or do you do nothing? Sometimes it is legitimate reasons for why a client doesn't turn up, and that's okay. But other times it's not, and they just maybe forgot or they couldn't be bothered to call you. What is your process? What we do is we advise to have your best practice to try and call the client, but alternatively, you can send them a no-show message. Hi, Sarah, you didn't turn up today. I hope everything's okay. Please give us a call. Sometimes they're actually embarrassed and they don't know what to say or how to approach you, so perhaps they won't come back again. So sending a nice little no-show message breaks the ice. They can reply back to the message if you've got two-way active, and then you can get that client back again if you need or want to. Potentially, you could have a deposit activated as well to ensure that you're protected there for any future bookings from that client. So what's your no-show policy? What's your process to handle no-shows in the salon? Again, we find that the SMS works best for no-shows. Birthday, I just touched on a moment ago. Email is great for birthday messages purely because you can add a nice image, you can be creative. You can, if you want to, do a promotion or a discount, if you want to prompt clients to come in sooner if they've not got a birthday. Cara, what do we see for birthdays? It can be like a blow dry, can't it? So what some salons tend to do is if your birthday is on Saturday, you'll actually send them a birthday message last Saturday, like 7 days to use it.
Yeah, a lot of people are sending them on the day of the birthday, but it's not giving them enough chance or opportunity to actually book in for their birthday. So every time I see any of them, I always advise to do it 7 days before the birthday.
It encourages them in for a blow dry or for a file and polish if they're going out for the evening. Great for birthday, great for emails, and it's completely free for you to send. Online trace. If you have got online bookings switched on, which I'm really hoping you have, you must have the online chase email on as well. If you're not, you're missing out. What the online chase is it sends an email to your clients if they haven't checked out, they haven't made that appointment. So, if you're in bed in the evening or whatever, tell them what I do. I'm adding loads of things to my basket and I don't make that purchase. An hour later or the next day, I get an email from that shop saying you haven't completed your purchase or don't forget your items in your basket. This works in exactly the same way. If you've added a cut and blow dry or a facial or a massage into your basket on your online portal, then you'll get an email prompt to say, hi, Abby, Hi, Sarah, you haven't completed your booking. Please do so by clicking here. And I think we're going to go through some of the, here we go. Here are some of the results. So looking here, we've got a larger salon. They send it by email. All of these salons are of all sizes, and the groups as well. So this large salon here sent online chase email to 146 clients, 0 cost, 49 booked in off the back of that email being sent. Now, you could argue that they were just going to come back anyway and they would have booked without that online chase. Correct. But there'll be some in there that wouldn't have completed that booking when you wanted them to, and therefore they've made that appointment. A revenue of £7,387 based on those 49 clients that had booked after the online chase email had been sent. That's a large salon, so it's a higher level there. Looking at the smaller salon, 78 clients had the online chase email. So those clients had selected a service, selected a day and time, but they hadn't completed the booking. No cost for that message email being sent. 25 clients were booked in, bringing in £1,100. Please make sure and have a look. Do you have the online chase email switched on? If you do, fantastic. Still review it. How does it look? What does it say? Do you have the right links in there? Please have a look at this, especially over the summer period when it can get a little bit quieter for us. And make sure you've got that online chase booked in. Again, I'm sure Jenny shared the link by now, but if you want help with this, you can have the session with our education team, a review with our success team, or you can just call our support line as well, or email us if you'd prefer an email or live chat from within the system. Reviews. We have spoken on reviews actually quite a lot this year. We've had a couple of webinars with Salon Spy, who's the industry's online directory. They have a ton of salons of all sizes and groups as well, who are part of Salon Spy, and it's a great way to gain visibility of your salon and actually share what your clients are saying about you. Quite often we get these lovely compliments, we're getting feedback and comments, and we're not sharing it. So again, how are you asking your clients for reviews? How do you know what your clients really think about your salon when they come in, about your team members, about their service, about your salon environment? All of this is valuable information for you just to make these small little TNTs, tiny noticeable things that will make that difference. And again, these work best by SMS. Skin testing, it works for hair and for beauty. I've stepped in it myself when I was a stylist. You know, we couldn't apply colour to clients' hair if they hadn't had a skin test. It was our policy that you had to have at least 48 hours of that skin test being applied. What is your skin test process? Lots and lots of noise. There's a lot of noise around 2020 on skin testing. We're partnered with Colour Start, who are a fantastic partner of ours, and we work very closely with them on skin testing clients correctly, holding the correct records within the system. Akara is going to go through the automation there of skin testing, making it easier, because the administration of monitoring clients having their skin tests manually is a huge job. So we've taken the pain out of that with SalonIQ. Without further ado, I'm going to stop talking at you, and Cara's going to start on some practical.
My turn.
Your turn, yes.
There we go. Okay, can you see my screen okay?
Yes, it's loaded now, yeah.
I have a whole host of lists to go through, so I'll try not to talk as fast as I usually do. But the first thing is, a lot of people go to intelligent marketing and then automation, and they're only looking at the ones here at the top. There is a button that says custom here. And when we go to custom, this is going to show you everything that you can send out that's automated through SalonIQ. So the first thing you can see is here, we've got SMS and we've got email. So I'm just going to leave it on the SMS at the moment, but you can do exactly the same on an SMS, and you can do exactly the same on an email as well. So we have two different appointment reminders and confirmations, and people tend to get these a little bit confused. So I'm just going to open up the appointment confirmation. And you'll see here, we always have the action type on SMS. So that's how we know it's going out by text message. The description is for you only. The client's not going to see that. But we're looking at the trigger here. and it says appointment confirmation, not booking reminder. And the difference between this is an instant text message. So if the client books in today and they're booking for 6 weeks' time, they will get a text message or an email to let them know this is your appointment and this is your appointment confirmation. So that's sent instantly on the day as soon as the appointment has been made. Then we have appointment reminders. Now, this is where it looks slightly different. So you can see the triggers on appointment reminder, but you can see that the days are on -3. And that just means that the appointment reminder is going 3 days before the client's booking. And you can write anything you want in here as your text message. And when you right click, you get given all of the information. So you can even pop in the salon name and the book now link. If you want them to be able to manage their own appointment, then you can pop that in there. And it's just as simple as right click and clicking on the merge fields. So that's the difference between an appointment reminder and a booking reminder. You've also got the runtime as well, so you can change the runtime if you want it to be sent at 9 o'clock in the morning 3 days before, or you can send it at 10 o'clock in the morning to send 3 days before. So you can actually change the runtime for your appointment reminder. So that is your reminders. And to follow on with that, I think for your reminders is your no-shows. So we have one here that says no-show. Now, don't worry if you're looking at this list and you're thinking, I can't see the no-show text message or I can't see the no-show email. We do have a button in the top right-hand side that says new action. When you click on here, you've got the triggers. Everything that we're going through today are all in here. So you can see here that you've got the no-show date. So going to the one that I got set up, I'm just going to click on no-show. And you can see again, it's an SMS. We've got the trigger to be no-show. And then we're just popping a little message in here to let them know, you know, Cara, we was expecting you in the salon today. You've not arrived for your appointment. Please give us a call on this number, or again, put the online booking link in there. I think we will always get no-shows. No one's ever going to be perfect, and you're never going to always get those clients through the door. And I think when you get those genuine no-shows, sometimes they get a little bit embarrassed. They've not told you that, you know, they're not arriving for their appointment. They don't show up, and then they don't want to book another appointment because they're frightened that you're actually going to say something to them about not showing up for the previous appointment. So this is a really nice trigger to get them to contact the salon. And then if you do deposits, that's where you can talk about your deposits and if they're allowed to use that if they rebook their next appointment. And that's triggered off with the client doesn't turn up to the salon. You would click on your appointment and you need to mark it as a no-show. When you mark it as a no-show, that is when this text message or email will be sent out to the client.
Carl, we've got a question that's come through on the confirmations, which is a really good question, actually. So if you make a booking, how long does it take for the confirmation to be sent?
Instant. It's instant. It's within a minute for the confirmation.
And then what happens if you move that appointment? So I've booked the appointment, the confirmation's been sent out, and then 20 minutes later, I move it by 15 minutes.
It doesn't send them another confirmation. So
Right.
you can actually manually send a confirmation text message. If you move an appointment, when you click on the appointment, and I'll show you in a minute, when you click on an appointment, you can actually force a confirmation to go out again. But it doesn't automatically go if you're changing the appointment round on different days.
Okie dokes. Thank you.
So the next one we've got is your online chase. I'm just going to change from here. I'm going to go from the SMS at the top and I'm going to change to email. And the reason I'm going to change to email is for the online chase, most of the time you would do this and you would do it by email. And the reason we do this one by email is because the client's booking online, they're doing everything online. So they would usually get an email confirmation to let them know that they booked their appointment. So again, you've got all of the list of everything in here. And then we've got the new action in the top right-hand side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the drop-down box to the email. And then you've got a list of all of your triggers in here. And it's the appointment selected, not booked. Okay, so that means that they've been online, they've selected their appointment, and for whatever reason, they haven't completed that appointment. They've not clicked on the book now, or they've not paid the deposit. And what this will do is this will trigger an email to go out to the client. Now, if you leave this trigger on 0 days, it will email the client today. So I've gone on today, I went to make an appointment and I haven't completed that booking. It will then send me an email. Again, the contents, you can add all of your contents in here to say, hi, Cara, you've not completed your online booking for Cara's hair salon. Please click here to make an appointment and to complete. And all you need to do is just make sure that you have this book now button in the email. That means the client can then just click on the button and they can go and complete their booking. And this part's quite new. So we've popped in the days in here as well, because we had a client asking us this question and we thought it was a really good idea. When you buy things online, you don't just get one email if you've not completed your basket. Sometimes you get an email a couple of days later. So what you could do is if I don't, again, complete my booking within 3 days, I'll get another email just to let me know you've still not completed your booking. So you can have 2 of these emails set up. One that goes on the day, and that'll go straight away. You've not completed your booking. And then you can do another one 3 days later, and it will only pick up any clients who've not completed their booking. If I've gone in between those 3 days and I've rebooked my appointment, it wouldn't send me another appointment for 3 days' time. It wouldn't send me this email. Okay. And it's really great, honestly. We see so many figures going up because, you know, we're all parents, we're all working people, we're all busy. And how many times I've been on my phone and I've went to book an appointment and something's happened and I've completely forgot to complete my booking. Now you also get those clients go, oh, I thought I did. I thought I did complete it. Again, it's just a little reminder to them to let them know that they've not completed their booking. So that's a great one to do. For those of you who have online shop, and I think we spoke about this in our past webinars, you can also send an email or a text message to the client when they leave the salon. Your team will go onto the client's record card. They would add a product recommendation. And then you can send a follow-up email after the client's checked out to let them know these are the products that we recommend for you. Okay. So in here, we've got the email, and we're just saying it's great to have you in the salon today. And then you're just adding in the product link. So if I right click, we're just looking for the recommendation link. That recommendation link is going to say, you would write, hi, Cara, it was great to have you in the salon today. These are the products that we recommend for you. You would then add in the recommendation link. It would then take them straight to the online shop, and it would give them a list of the products that your team have recommended for them. And I'm going to show you how that works on the client record card, just for those who've not been into any of our previous webinars. So if I open up a client record card, and we'll look at on the left-hand side where it says recommendations, and this will be where you can add in your recommended products. I need to do it on the other demo system. There we go. So it's the part on the left-hand side here. So we've got the recommendations here, this one. if I've got online shop and I just done Sam's hair and I think, right, Sam, you've got blonde hair, this is what we recommend for you, and the client doesn't purchase anything on the day, we go to add recommendation. You can then add the team member that has recommended that particular product. So I'm going to say Cara recommended that product. And then I can click on the select button here, select products. And I can then go through and go, these are the ones that we recommend for you. Save that onto Cara's record card. You can see now that Cara's got recommendations on her client record card. And this is where the trigger comes into place when you're adding the recommended product. So you would type out your email. You would say, it was great to see you in the salon today. Please click this link to see your recommendations, to see your recommended products. When the client clicks that link, it then takes them to the online shop, and then it will actually automatically put those products in the basket. So the products will already be there. They don't even need to select them. But then they can also go in and purchase more products if they want to. You could even put in a promotion code in here to say, you know, anything on your first order, you get 10%, and you can pop in a little discount in there as well if you wanted to. That's a really, really great one. And the online shop was never meant to be, oh, we're going to get all these clients that are going to go online, are going to buy our products. You know, we're not Feel Unique. We're not All Beauty. But what it's meant to do is to capture those clients that do come into your salon to go and buy products from your website. And then following on from that, we have a rebuy option. So in the rebuy, the way the rebuy works is, I'm going to show you in a minute, you can set up your products to say, this face cream is meant to last 100 days. We know this face cream is going to last 100 days. Or this shampoo is supposed to last 20 weeks. Cara's bought that shampoo. She's left the salon. And in 20 weeks' time, we want to remind Cara, would you like to buy and purchase another one of these products? Because we know this shampoo lasts 20 weeks and I've used, you know, hopefully I've been using it properly and I'm coming to the end of life. And we're going to email Cara to say, here's the link, you can rebuy that product. So we've got the product name. So you can say, hi, Cara, we can see that you purchased this product to keep your hair fresh. Please use the product link. And then again, that will automatically take them to the online shop and they can rebuy the product that they purchased previously. And that would be exactly the same with face cream. We know that you use this amount and we know it's going to last around 100 days. And we want this to go out to clients just before then. So you've got all of your merge fields in here. The most important thing is that you're adding in the product link, the product name, and the description if you wanted to add that in. And if you do have online shop, I'm going to show you where you can add in your rebuy. So underneath settings, if you go to products, in here are a list of all the products that you have and also the products that you sell online. On these three little dots in the top right hand side, you can actually filter it on to show only the products that you sell online, and that'll just make it a little bit quicker for you to go through all of your products. Once you open up that product, so we're going to open up that product in here, and once you've got your sell online on, this is where you're going to be able to add in the days of the rebuy. So I could say I want to trigger that email to go out for that product when it gets to 100 days. Okay, so it's really important before you set the email up to make sure that you're coming into your products first. You're adding in all of your rebuy options, and then you're going in to add in your email for rebuy.
Right, Cara, before we move on, we're getting a fair few questions come through.
Yeah.
One of them, I'm just going to step back one part to the skin testing. So we send a form to be completed for a skin test appointment, and then one after the test has been done to be completed to show the client is okay to have the service. But we are struggling with the triggers to enable emails to go out at the correct time.
Okay, so you send a confirmation to say we need you to have a skin test.
Yeah.
And after they've had a skin test, then you would send another email to say that you've had the skin test. I don't think there's a trigger that you can do to say that you've completed your skin test. You could, if you wanted to, have a template and add that into the client's record, and then you could automatically send it that way. We could probably do that for you. So I'm going to show you how to do the template. So underneath settings, we have a button here that says templates. We click on templates. You can design all of your own templates. So you've got an add button at the very top. You can click on add and you can click on the design, and then we're just changing it to email, and you can design your own templates in here. And that could say, hi Sam, it's great to have you in the salon. You've now completed your skin test, and then you can add in the confirmation and consultation form, and it could be a read-only one as well. And once you've done that, then you can go to the client record card, and then you can open it up, and you could basically go through here and click on send email. So you've got this send button, send email, and then you've got choose template. And when you click on template, your template will be here. So you don't have to type it out and do it all again. You would just click on the template and it will be there, and then send at the bottom.
Perfect. If you need any help with that, please let us know, and we can reach out to you and have a one-to-one call or an online Zoom session just to help. But hopefully that helps a little bit. Another question, Cara, coming through. If clients purchase in clinic, is there a way that they will get the repurchase email, or is it just by recommendation?
It's whatever they purchase. So whether they purchase it in the salon, whether they purchase it online, yeah, they will get that email anyway, no matter what. Doesn't matter who sold the product.
Okay. And then if the client buys a shampoo and conditioner, will they get 2 emails? So one for the shampoo and then one for the conditioner?
Well, that depends when they bought it and also how many days in between. Because if you're me, or if anyone's like me, a shampoo I use a lot quicker than I use a conditioner. So you might say, well, the shampoo is going to end in 100 days, but the conditioner is actually going to last 200 days. So in that scenario with those type of products, it is going to be 2 separate emails. Yeah. But if it's something that they bought on the same day, they both run out after 100 days, then it would only be the 1 email.
Perfect. Great. Super. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good questions for now. Thank you.
And I'm going to stick on skin tests as well. I mean, there is something called Colour Start. Jenny, if you could just pop in the Colour Start link into the chat for me, please. We do also have something called Colour Start. A lot of our salons are using it at the moment, especially we're starting in hair and then they're going to move over to beauty. And that is something that goes back and forth to the client. They would get an email to let them know that they need a skin test, and they get one afterwards. They get one for the next appointment. It might be something that you want to look into. I'm more than sure we might have a webinar with them soon as well. I'll check on that. But I'm going to show you how the skin tests work. Before I show you the template for skin tests, I need to show you that you've got it set up properly inside of SalonIQ. So underneath your settings, if you go to salons on the left-hand side, in here, I'm going to go to where it says skin test. And it's really important that you have your skin test frequency in here. So most people that I speak to say it's every 6 months. So it's every 180 days that I want to trigger for that skin test. So that's the first thing that you need to do. The second thing that you will need to do is go to your services. And you need to make sure that each service that you do that needs a skin test is tagged as skin test required. So if I open up balayage as an example, you'll see here skin test required. That toggle wasn't on, so there'd be no trigger in the background to know that that service needs a skin test. So I'm going to trigger that as on, and I'm going to click on save. And you would do that for every single appointment that needs a skin test, whether that's eyelash tint, eyebrow tint, hair tint. You would make sure you go through all of the services to set that up. Once you've done that, I'm going to go back now, and I'm going to go back to my custom. And in here, you are then able, either by SMS or via email, we can click on skin test. And we can send an email or a text message 3 days before their appointment, 7 days before their appointment, and you can have multiples. This will only send out to clients who do not have a valid skin test inside of SalonIQ. So if I'm due to come in next week and I've not got a skin test, or I've got one but it's 7 months old, it will then trigger to say, Cara, you've not had a skin test, it's expired. Please come into the salon 48 hours prior to your appointment, or we're going to have to rearrange your appointment. And what that does is that stops clients walking into the salon when you've tried to get hold of them, and you're telling them, I'm going to have to rearrange your appointment because you've not had a valid skin test. So you could send them 7 days before. You could send them another one for the clients who've still not been in, maybe 3 or 4 days before. And then at that point, if they've still not been in, you then know we're going to have to rearrange this appointment. And then it gives you chance to fill your diary. You've not got that space then with this client that you're not going to be able to colour their hair or do their eyebrows or eyelashes. It's really important. And I find this a really, really good one. And this all goes in hand with the appointment dashboard, which is at the very top of SalonIQ. So we click on the dashboard at the very top, and on the left-hand side, we've got skin test due. That will do exactly the same thing. This is going to look at anyone who's due in the next 30 days, the next 7 days, or the next 3 days who've not had a valid skin test. So you're covering all angles to make sure that the client is being told that they need a skin test. Perfect. And then going back to your intelligent marketing and automation, we have the most important ones here. We always have them there, so it's nice and easy to get to. We have the birthdays, so you would click on birthday. If you don't have anything set up, like we don't on our demo, there is a button here that says show inactive. When you click that on, you'll see that we do have some templates in there for you to use. We do have an email, and we also have a text message as well. We open up the email. We've got lovely templates in here, and you can find our templates by just clicking on the button that says choose template. When you click on choose template, we've got lots of templates in there for you to use, and you can just search them at the very top. This is one of ours. You can go in and you can amend what is on there. So you might like the images, but you might not like the wording. You can just delete that off, and then you can type in whatever you want on that birthday email. You've got this one. This is going 5 days before their appointment. Charlotte said she does actually have some clients who send this 30 days before the birthday. Again, giving them time to book in, especially if they're quite a busy salon. You could do both. You could do one that is a text message and one that's an email as well. And they work exactly the same. We just need to make sure that every time you set up any type of automation, that we're looking at the right trigger. If you use the ones that SalonIQ have got set up, so these ones that are in the background, when we open them up, it's automatically on the trigger for a birthday. So you should be able to see that straight away. Okay. So that one is your birthday. And then we've got the guest retention, and then we've got the guest journey. I'm just going to click on our guest retention. We did briefly go through this last week as well, but this is where you see all of the emails and the text messages that are getting sent out for clients who've not come back to the salon within a certain time frame. You can also see on the left-hand side how many have been sent, how many clients have rebooked, and what the conversion of that. Now, this is actually real. This is from the salon that we know, and these are real figures. So we're not offering anything in this 10 weeks. We just know Sam's not booked her appointment. She came in 10 weeks ago, but she's not yet booked her future booking. And to stop that leading into retention, because I want mine to be 12 weeks, I'm then sending a text message, and I'm sending that 70 days after, so 10 weeks after their appointment, just to let them know you've not booked your next appointment, not offering anything free. And then right clicking, if this was me, I would also have the book now button in there. We want to make things as easy as possible for your clients, and also for you to stop all of these calls coming through to the reception team. For anything that you send out, I would always have the book now button in here. And then you would do the same for 22 weeks, or you might say, I want to do it for 24 weeks, and you can mix them up between email and text message. So you'll see here my 52 weeks one. That's when you're going to offer something really, really good. This is your last opportunity to get that client to come back into the salon. And we're sending that at 52 weeks. And we're going to say, you can even pop in here, you know, a minimum spend of £50. You're going to have 50% off these particular treatments, or 50% off a colour, but they have to pay full price for a cut, or the opposite way around. So you can pop anything in here. It's just making sure that you've got the right flow that works for you. Because if I'm a barbershop, I'm not going to send them not rebooked out after 10 weeks. If I'm a barbershop, I'm going to send not rebooked after 3 weeks. So it does depend what business you've got in terms of what trigger and how many weeks that you're popping in here. And again, make sure you're using the template button that we've got in here. I'm just going to show you our templates. I can't actually do it from my demo system. I just want to quickly show you the templates that we do have for you to use. We've got so many. So when you click on the email, we've got choose template in here. And there are so many different ones. We've got one for online chase. We've broken them up between hair, beauty, barber. So there's all different ones for you to use. And depending on what salon you are, if you're a barbershop, then it would have a barber image. If you're a beauty salon, it's going to have a beauty image. So please use them. They are absolutely amazing. This is the new client one. You've got that in here. This is for beauty. All the merge fields are already in there for you. But again, you can go in and you can amend them and change them if we wish. And then again, so that's your retention, and we do have the guest journey as well. And the guest journey is all about your new clients, following them on their journey to make sure that they're a regular client. And we usually say in the industry when they've been in 4 times, which is why we go up to 4 visits, at that point that we say they are now a regular client. You want to have an email that's going out before the client even comes into the salon. I'm a new client. I don't know what to expect. Where do I park? Do I have to pay for parking? They're all the things that you will put in a new client countdown email. And
it just doesn't it? I think.
Yeah. I think it works quite well for beauty as well, Sam, because I mean, I know this because I'm a hairdresser, but once I got a bit older and I started getting more beauty treatments, I used to go in for a facial and I'd have makeup on. Just something as daft as that. And I used to have deodorant on, and they told me not to because I was having a wax. So all of these things that a new client wouldn't know, you can actually pop into this email and tell them this is what we need you to do on the day. When you right click, just going down here, you do have all the consultation forms in here. So you've got aftercare. Okay. Now this kind of falls in with the skin test question that I got asked before. And what you could do is if you had a trigger, which we've got for 1 hour after checkout, you can trigger any email that you want 1 hour after checkout. And that's where your aftercare will come into it. So you would do the service, you would have the trigger to be 1 hour after checkout, which is on the drop down box. And then you would say, it's great to have you in today for your ear piercing. Please click here to see our aftercare. And that would basically give you the consultation form with the aftercare in. So that's your journey, following them on that journey in here. We do also have on the automation, the team messages. So if you want to send your team, usually the salons that we speak to send this by text message because the team never check their emails. But you can do either, you can do text or an email. You've got an end of day cash up, which is great for those owners who are not in the salon all the time and not always logging into SalonIQ. If we open this up in here, you'll see it's going to tell you the salon name. So if you've got multiple salons, it'll show you all the salons named, total services that you've done that day, total retail, any petty cash, and the cash up total as well. So you've got those in here when we're just looking at the cash up notification. Then we have the end of week salon totals. But you can actually do this for the team as well. So you've got the end of week totals in here, and then we've got the drop down box, and we do have team weekly stats notification. If I change that to team weekly stats notification, your team members will get a text message and it will have all of their information on that will be on their dashboard, and to motivate them a little bit more. So I have seen salons customize this by just writing in, I hope you've had a great week. Please see your results. I'll see you again on Monday. And then we're just listed in here the KPIs that they've done. So if I right click, I've got the stars, if I want to put the stars in, and then I've got the descriptions, then I've got the services, and you're just popping in all the different things. You've got your service value, and that just triggers them to have a little look. You know, especially if they're on a commission based and they're doing commission monthly, I want to see what I'm bringing in on a weekly basis. So I know, right, okay, well, I'm going to need to up my game next week and start upselling those treatments. Just be aware if you are setting up your team messages that you need to go into your team member setup, and you need to make sure that the team member has a phone number in here and an email in here as well. If you've not got that in there, then the trigger's going to be on, but nothing's going to get sent. And then finally, on the emails, we do have a few new emails that you can set up that we were getting asked for on a regular basis. We listened, we've added them in. So the first one is a gift card email. When a client purchases a gift card email online, it's an automatic email that is sent out to the client. We were getting asked on numerous occasions, I really want to design my own email. I don't want it to be the automatic one. So if you go to online and we go to gift cards, you will see in here now that you are able to design your own email. So you've got this blank space here. You've got the gift card subject. So you put thank you for purchasing from Cara's Salon. You can insert your own HTML. So if you've designed anything in Email Manager, you can go in here and you can import anything from Email Manager into here. Sorry, Jenny, just hoping you can post the HTML FAQ in there as well. You can choose a template if you've designed it in SalonIQ. And then again, we've got all of the merge fields in here. So gift card balance, gift card barcode, gift card reference, you've got everything in here to be able to design yourself. So that's just in settings, online, and then gift cards. The last one that we can do is we're going to go settings and then global settings. And again, this was one that we were getting asked quite a lot. I want to design my own online booking trigger. And if we go to bookings, you will see now that you can design your own online booking email. So that's a confirmation email. Someone books online, you are able then to design your own email. That is what will be sent out to the client. And you can also set up your own cancellation email. So if a client's going to cancel, they've booked an appointment online, they then go on and cancel, you can then design your own cancellation trigger. Again, make sure you put the book link in there as well, because you can say, I'm really sorry you've had to cancel your appointment. If you want to rearrange it, please use this link. And again, you can design all your emails in there. And then finally, really quickly, just want to go through settings and services, just to show you again how to add in your required services and any upgrades that you want to sell online. So you would go to the service. So I'm going to open up my balayage. The first thing is it does need to be booked online. So I think I'm going to use, I'm going to use one of my foils. Open up this. So the first thing is it needs to be online. So we can see mine is online. You can add it to favorites as well, which just means it'll be at the top of your online booking. And then on the left-hand side, we're going to go to additional options. Okay. We open up your departments that you've got. And because this is a colour, I'm going to say you have to book either a ladies cut and finish, a long cut and finish, or a blow dry. Okay. And what that means is when a client books online and I go to choose a full head of highlights, that it is forcing me to then choose one of these requirements. For beauty salons, we have a lot of them who do soak-offs. So they have gel nails, but for every time that you have to have gel nails again, we actually want you to have a soak-off. So what you would use then is you would go into the gel nails, you would go to the required, and you would make sure it's required for a soak-off as well. And then you can also offer your upgrades. So this is a great way of upselling. I'm going to offer an upgrade online to make sure that we're offering everything we can to those clients. If you want the appointments to be side by side, we do have some beauty salons who do this. This is where parallel comes into it. And what that means is that I could have a colour and I could have a manicure at exactly the same time. It just means it'll be booked side by side in one team member and another team member. That's it. Back over to you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Carl. There's been loads of questions. I think between Jenny and myself, we've managed to answer your questions. If not, please do email help@saloniq.com. I've got one final piece to go through with you, and then you can be on your way. And what we have here, again, we touched on the reviews just a moment ago with Salon Spy. What we have done, we can really see the value in Salon Spy. So if you scan that QR code there with your phone on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, we're offering 3 months subscription completely free of charge to you. So we will cover the cost of Salon Spy subscription for you for 3 months to give it a go and see what you think. All you need to do is scan the QR code and sign up on the page that loads on your phone. And feel free to take a screenshot. This webinar has been recorded, so you will get this sent out to you if you do miss the QR code. In addition to that, summer is very, very close. It's here. And every single summer, if you're not aware, we do an SMS campaign, and that covers 6 weeks. It starts, Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we discussed this only on Monday, the second or last week of July this month, it will begin. And every single week for 6 weeks, all throughout August, we will share with you a target of clients that you can reach out to by SMS to get them booked into your salon. We see phenomenal results with, on this every single year, which is why we continue to do it. But we share ideas, hints and tips on who you can reach out to and what that message can say for you to send to your clients and stay really busy. Here are some of the results. These are real results. We do this year on, year out, year in, year out. It works all the time. We do one in February, we do one in summer, and then we do one on the run up to Christmas as well to ensure you are completely utilised. So Salon A sent just over 1,000 messages. The campaign cost them £111. From that, they had 61 clients book in, generating them £3,693. Salon B, very similar, 955 text messages were sent, costing £66, 33 clients booked, generating £2,000. Quite often, You guys look at this and say, oh my goodness, I cannot spend £66 on an SMS campaign. It's too much money. I don't have it, or I need that. Look what it generates. Focus on the ROI, focus on the return of your investment. If you haven't done this before, do it, maybe with a smaller section of clients, just to get that reassurance and confidence. It works. As long as you send it to the right set of clients. We have some salons that will just send a text message to their whole database, but that's not targeted, and you're likely to get a lower return, lower conversion, because the message you're sending doesn't apply to every client on your database. So between Jenny and I, we get together, we've already done it, and we've gone through what those selections should be over the next 6 weeks, what the messages should say. You can send the wording exactly as we have it, or you can tweak it to suit. It's completely up to you. You decide. So am I right, Jenny? That will become, I'm sure it's the second to last week of July or the last week of July. That it's
I just popped in the chat, it was the 23rd.
23rd of July. So I can't see the chat. Fabulous, 23rd. There we go. So look out for that. Next Monday, the 14th of July at 9:30, we have the lovely ladies from King Connect, who you may already be aware of, and Carolyn Sweeney. They have their own salon, and it's Monday the 14th at 9:30, and it's focusing on developing a new stylist. So setting your new stylist up for success. They have a wealth of information to share. It will be recorded if you have to hop off. If you can, please just set aside 45 minutes to an hour. They have so much knowledge when they're on these webinars. We love it when they join us. That's it now. That's a wrap. We will wait for the recording to come through. We will send it out on our Facebook group and via email. And yeah, watch this space. What we've got here, Jenny, Monday the 21st of July. These are all results from just 7 days too. Right, okay. So the results that we just shared on the summer SMS campaign, that were just 7 days worth of results. So incredible results there. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you all again soon. Thanks, Ange. Thanks so much. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.